Hi everyone, welcome to day 2 of Ellipse Shifted. Today's learning target is I can find the center, vertices, and foci of an ellipse from its equations and graph. So take a look at the do now. Do now should be pretty straightforward. Number 1 is write the equation of a circle whose center is 3, -6 and radius is 4. Remember, when you're writing the equation of a circle, you change the signs of the center, and then you take the 4 and you square it to equal 16. Number 2 is identify the center and radius of a circle represented by the equation. This is a completing the square question. So in the end, you should get the center to be -1, 2, and the radius is 4. Now, number 3 says find the vertices and the foci of the ellipse. X squared over 49 plus y squared over 9 is equal to 1. Then sketch. Now, remember, my major axis is on the x-axis because 49 is greater than 9. So when I'm plotting my points, the square root of 49 is 7. So 7 to the left, 7 to the right from my center of 0, 0. The square root of 9 is 3. So 3 up, 3 down. So those are my vertices. My foci, remember, is c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared, or plus or minus the square root of a squared minus b squared. So 49 minus 9 is 40, so the square root of 40. Now remember, my foci is on the major axis. The major axis is the x-axis because it's wider than it is long. So my foci should be here and here approximately, which is plus or minus radical 40, 0. Right here, I find this to be helpful. When x is bigger, it's going to be a wider ellipse, and if y is bigger, it's going to be a longer ellipse that is dependent on the major axis. Now, if you notice example 1, find the center, vertices, and foci of the ellipse. X plus 2 squared over 49 plus y minus 5 squared over 9 is equal to 1. Notice the center is no longer 0, 0. It has been shifted. So my center is -2, 5. Remember to flip the signs. So the first thing I would do is plot that, -2, 5, which is here. Now the 49 is bigger than the 9, so you know my major axis is going to be on the x-axis. So I'm going to count 7 boxes to the left, 7 boxes to the right, and the square root of 9 is 3, so 3 boxes up, 3 boxes below, and there is my ellipse. You can then locate the vertices here, 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 and here. And the foci is the square root of 49 minus 9, which is plus or minus radical 40. Now I turn that into a decimal, so plus or minus 6.3 approximately. Now the center is not 0, 0 anymore, it's -2, 5. Now my foci is going to be on the x-axis approximately, so it's going to be here and here. So I have to take my x value of my center, which is that -2, and add 6.3 to get 4.3, and take the -2 and minus 6.3 to get -8.3. So my 2 points are 4.3, 5, and -8.3, 5, because the x value has changed, but the y value hasn't. So these are my foci points. In example 2, it's the same idea. We want to find the equation of the following ellipse. So first I find my center point, which is -2, 1. And then I want to find the distance on the x-axis, so I go over 4. So 4 squared is 16. And then I go up 2, 2 squared is 4. So x plus 2 squared over 16 plus y minus 1 squared over 4 is equal to 1. To find my foci, remember, it's plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 4 to give me plus or minus the square root of 12, which I turned into a decimal to be approximately 3.5. Now again, because my major axis is on the x-axis, I'm changing my x value of my foci. So I take the x value of -2, and I add 3.5 to give me 1.5. The y value stays the same. It stays as 1. Then I take -2 minus 3.5. I get -5.5, 1. So remember, your foci are going to be approximately here and here, changing the x value but keeping the y value the same. On the next page, for example 3, it says write each circle equation in center radius form and identify the center and radius. Again, this is a completing the square problem, which we all are very good at. So the center would be 3 comma negative 1, and the radius is 4. I'm going to do one more example with you, and the rest you can practice on your own and verify with my answer key. So practice number 1 says find the center, vertices, and foci of the ellipse, sketch each. So remember, my center is not 0, 0. It's going to be the opposite sign, so 4, negative 7. So 4, negative 7 is approximately here. I plot my point. Now, I take the square root of 25, which is 5. So I go 5 to the left, 5 to the right. Take the square root of 36, which is 6. And I go 6 up, 6 down. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is, in order to find my foci, I take the square root of 36 minus 25. Now notice, remember the big number goes first. So 36 minus 25 gives me radical 11, which I changed to a decimal of 3.3. Now, because my major axis is on the y-axis going up and down, my y value is going to change. So my x value of 4 stays the same, but I take my y value, which is going to be the negative 7, and I add 3.3 to get negative 3.7, and I subtract 3.3 from negative 7 to get negative 10.3. So my foci points are approximately here and here on the major axis, which is the y. I hope that was helpful. Again, please review the rest of the packet and verify with the answer key. If you have any questions, feel free to chat me on Teams. Thank you. Have a great day.